Okay, hello, good day everyone. So, welcome to our Geotechnical Engineering 1 PCE 414. So, for today's discussion, we will just continue the topic for our settlement. Okay, so as a continuation of our topic for consolidation settlement, so let us talk about the time rate of consolidation. So, balik lang tayo ng konti during our prelim topic where we did discuss for the degree of saturation. So, what is degree of saturation? Diba, that is the percentage or ito yung nagsasabi sa atin how saturated our soil is. Okay, so for degree consolidation, no, it is somewhat the same like degree of saturation, where your degree of consolidation is the percentage of the settlement, no, kung gaano na nagkakaroon ng settlement yung soil natin. So our settlement, no, or our degree of consolidation is referred to our primary consolidation settlement. Okay, yung first formula na napag-usapan natin for the settlement. So, the formula for your degree of consolidation, no, that is in a variable u, is equal to the settlement t over the settlement of the primary. Okay, so settlement at time t, no, over the primary settlement. So, using that formula, we can get the how many percentage percentage ng settlement of our primary consolidation. So, dagdag ko lang yan. Okay? So, how can we relate your degree of saturation within the time rate of consolidation? Okay. Oh, wag agad magulat sa formulas. Okay? So, we have here your different formulas for your coefficients to be used to get the value of your time rate consolidation. Actually, itong pinag-uusapan natin na formula is for this, for our time factor, which is your TV. Okay? So, TV is called your time factor for your degree of consolidation. So, dito muna tayo. Eyes here muna. So, the formula for your TV, that is CV times T over HDR squared. Okay, where your T is the time of, or the time rate of consolidation, and your HDR or your H sub dr is the length of your outflow or your vertical outflow. So, itong TV is the time factor. So, pag-usapan muna natin paano natin makukuha yung value ng time factor natin if that is not given, no? If for example, we can get the value of your TV and then time yung hinahanap, no? Parang vice versa. So, it states that, no, if your degree of consolidation is greater than 0 but less than 60%, can you take note of that? Your TV is equivalent to pi over 4 times u over 100 squared. So, therefore, dito, makukuha natin yung value ng TV. But how about if your degree of consolidation is greater than 60%? Okay, therefore, the formula na gagamitin natin is TV is equals to 1.781 minus 0.933 log of 100 minus u. And again, yung u natin is the value for your degree of consolidation. Okay? That is when, no, that gagamitin natin tong formula na to, that is when TV is not given and some of the variables here yung hinahanap, no? Okay. Next is pag-usapan naman natin, since tapos na natin pag-usapan yung TV. So, let us talk about your CV. Okay? So, your CV is your degree of, your CV is your coefficient of consolidation. Okay? So, kapag CV yung pinag-uusapan natin or the coefficients, marami tayong formulas, no, na nakikita nyo dito. So, let us start na, no, for your coefficient of consolidation, which is your CV. So, doing the algebra, no, i-derive lang natin yung formula from your time factor. Therefore, CV is equals to HDR squared TV over T. So, if CV yung tinatanong, no, you can use this formula. Or, since practical na tayo, you can memorize the formula of time factor. No? So, shift solve na lang to get the CV. So, another coefficient for our consolidation is you have here your CC or your compression index. And that is the difference between your void ratio 1 minus void ratio 2 over log of P2 minus P1. And you have here your coefficient of compressibility, which is your AV. And this AV or this coefficient of compressibility, ito yung slope ng void ratio natin to the pressure curve. Okay? So, kung ida-diagram natin yan, this is your void and this is your pressure at ito yung diagram. If mag-base kayo sa textbook, you can see that the formula of your coefficient of compressibility dyan is the negative delta E over delta P. Bakit ganyan yung formula natin dyan? No? It's because, no, when you look at the diagram, as the value of the void ratio decreases, okay, our pressure increases. No? Yun yung idea kung paano nakuha yung formula natin for coefficient of compressibility. Therefore, that is AV is equal to negative E sub 2 minus E sub 1 over P sub 2 minus P sub 1. Okay, so distribute natin yung negative inside the quantity. So that is negative E sub 2, negative times negative, that is positive E sub 1 over P sub 2 minus P sub 1. Okay, P sub 1 yan. So, algebra lang, let us rearrange the equation. That is why your AV, no, na formula na nilagay ko dito is positive E sub 1 minus E sub 2 over P sub 2, P sub 1. Okay, so para hindi lang malito. Next is let us talk about your coefficient of volume of compressibility, and that is in a variable of MV. Okay, so your MV, that is the formula where nadi-decrease yung ating per unit volume due to pressure or change in pressure. So, hindi na natin yung i-derive, no? Kasi medyo mataas yung pag-derive niyan. But the simplified formula for your MV or your coefficient of volume is MV is equals to AV over 1 plus. This is average, no? Void ratio average. So, to get your void ratio average, you just add your E sub 1 plus E sub 2 over 2. Okay? So, saan pa tayo? Your over-consolidated ratio or your OCR, that is PC over PO, where your PC is your pre-consolidated pressure and your PO is your overburden pressure or your effective stress or pressure at the mid-layer or the mid-height layer of the clay. Ano pa ba? Yung HDR natin, no? Pag-usapan natin yung HDR. Okay? Talking about the variables, okay? So, E sub 1 is your void ratio at pressure 1. E sub 2 is your void ratio at P2 or pressure 2. Your K is your coefficient of permeability. No, yung nakilala nyo during the first topic. And your gamma water. And your T is the time of corresponding to the degree of consolidation. And HDR is the thickness of the sample drain. So, kapag pinag-uusapan natin yung HDR ninyo, dalawang bagay yan, no? So, meron tayong kino-consider na single drain and double drain. So, pag single drain, okay, for example, this is your sand. Kapag single drain, meaning to say, yung outlet, no, yung outlet ng soil natin or ng tubig natin is iisang side lang. So, kung sabihin natin iisang side lang, yung outflow ng tubig natin sa soil is dito lang sa taas. And this is your H. Meaning to say, no, kapag isa lang, baka impermeable layer itong soil na ito. Kaya hindi nagkakaroon ng outlet, no, or ng outflow ng tubig. Therefore, if you have considered as single drain, no, therefore HDR is equals to H. So, pag sinabi naman natin ngayong double drain, no, for example, this is your sand, your soil layer. Okay, so sabihin natin this is sand and this is sand. So, kung hahanapin natin yung outlet na to, ibig sabihin, you can have your outflow sa baba and you have your outflow sa taas. So, can you imagine na lang, parang yung sponge, parang si SpongeBob ba, no, na kapag isi-squeeze mo siya, both sides is nagde-drain yung tubig, no, from top and bottom. So, parang ganun din yung idea ng double drain na ito. Okay? Both sides are, the thickness is, both sides is, meron tayong outflow. So, saan ba natin hahanapin yung value ng H na ito? So, ang H natin is makikita dito. Okay? So, kapag double drain tayo, no, your HDR is equivalent to H over 2. Since paghahatian ng top at ng bottom natin yung outlet natin. Outflow natin rather. Okay? So, kung nagtataka naman kayo, bakit meron tayong K dito or your coefficient of permeability? No? So, to get another formula for your coefficient of consolidation, which is your CV, you can use the formula K over MV times the unit weight of water. Again, where your MV is your compressibility of volume, no? Or coefficient of volume to compressibility. Your gamma water, that is the unit weight of water. And yung K natin, okay, take note, yung K natin, it will tell us kung gaano, or what is the rate of flow of water passing through our ground. No, yun. Ano ba yung rate of flow ng tubig natin when it is trying to permeate in our soil. No? So, di ba itong K is pumapasok na yung ating Darcy flow, no, which is valid, which your Darcy's flow rate is equals to KIA, yung KIA natin. Again, your coefficient of permeability will help us to determine your time rate of consolidation because your K is will tell us the rate of flow of the water passing through the ground. Okay, sana na-gets yan, everyone. So, let us talk about your consolidation settlement under foundation. Okay? So, based on our previous example, meron tayong ganito, no? Last problem natin for the settlement where yung problem naman na yun is immediate settlement. Now, how about we will try the settlement no, under the foundation for primary consolidation settlement. Okay? So, natutunan natin last time kung paano natin kunin yung value ng surcharge. No? There are some problems that your surcharge or your induced load is given. No? Ano ba yung surcharge natin? That is your delta P. So, if the given, no, is a unit weight, para makuha natin yung ating surcharge, walang problema, no? Because that is just the unit weight times the height of the surcharge. So, paano naman if foundation tayo? Okay? So, dito na pumapasok yung ating prismoidal formula, no? So, according to the prismoidal formula, we can get our induced load, or load, or your surcharge load by using the formula change of P is equal to the change of pressure at the top of the clay plus 4 times pressure at the mid layer of the clay plus the change in pressure at the bottom of the clay divided by 6. And yes, no, this belongs to, the datum of these pressures is lahat is papunta sa clay. Okay, the same as yung sa settlement na topic natin last time. No? Because as I've mentioned, na yung settlement natin is nagfo-focus on the clay layer. Since ang clay layer natin is matagal yung pagka-expose niya sa tubig. Therefore, no, yung ating tubig sa clay layer natin or sa clay water system natin is homogeneous. Where your clay, no, in every proportion is the same. No, kaya yung settlement natin is sa clay natin tinitingnan. Okay? So, this is the formula, no, na gagamitin natin if foundation is present in our soil at ang kukunin natin is your primary consolidation. Okay. But most of the textbook, kung makikita nyo, ito lang yung kinukuha nila agad, no, yung PM or yung pressure at the middle of the clay layer. So, sabihin natin, no, this is the diagram. So, you have your foundation and the base is length times width. Ito yung length and yung width natin is nandito, no, hindi nakikita, yan yung width. And, no, from the ground or from the soil surface, the bottom of the foundation can be seen at the height h. Okay? So, total height is h sub 1. Sand pa rin to. So, you have here your water table. So, under your water table is sand pa rin. And the height is h sub 2. Under the sand layer, you have your clay. Okay. So, normally, ang ginagawa dito is yung mas kilalang 2:1 method. Paano ba natin sinabing 2:1 method? So, kung i-project natin to pababa, no, yung ating foundation, ganito yung kanyang orientation, papunta sa clay natin. Yan. Where ang slope natin is to be considered as 2:1. Meaning to say, vertical is 2, horizontal is 1. So, dito, since undergrad pa tayo, mas madali nating makukuha yung length nito, no, kapag i-draw down natin yung length ng ating foundation. Yan, draw down natin. So, itong length na to, alam natin yung specific length nito. So, diba? Tama. Kung ano yung length natin sa taas, yun yung magiging length natin sa baba. That is why, no, in order for us to get the total length of this, is kukunin natin kung ilan ba yung length nito. Yan, length nito. Where, using the 2:1 method, alam natin that the vertical is 2 and the horizontal is 1. Therefore, this belongs to h over 2. This is also h over 2. Okay? So, kung kukunin natin yung formula natin at the pressure at the top of the clay, saan ba yung top of the clay natin? Diba dito, yung top of the clay. Okay? So, we know that your stress, okay, wait lang. Ano ba yung formula ng stress natin or ng pressure natin? Diba we know that your stress is force over area. So, you have here your induced load over the area. So, ano ba yung area natin dito? Diba ganyan yung width yan? Oh, width. So, ano yung magiging length natin dito? Length is the original L plus h over 2 plus h over 2. So, ano ba yung h over 2 plus h over 2? That is, yes, tama. That is 1 where that is equals to h over 2. So, considered natin, this is your length. Okay? Area tayo, length times width. Therefore, for the width natin, now that is also equivalent to W plus, no, kung ilan yung height na dinagdag natin sa length, ganun din to, h over 2. And this is your width. Okay? Sana naintindihan yon. So, paano naman at the middle of our clay layer? So, that is P over, hanggang saan na tayo dito? From this point, papunta sa middle ng clay layer natin. Hanggang dito. Diyan. Yung ating kukunin. Okay. So, siguro para mas madali natin siyang maintindihan, no, let us try to apply this one into an example. No? Kasi mahirap, baka nalilito kayo based on the variables. No? Kasi puro variables na nakikita natin. How about let us try to have some values in it. Okay? So, ito na. So, the same concept na, binigyan ko lang siya ng value. So, a square column footing has a load of 440 kilonewton and has a footing dimension of 1.5 by 1.5. So, considering a settlement for clay layer, determine the overburden pressure at the midpoint of the clay, additional pressure at the midpoint of the clay, and your primary settlement for normally consolidated clay. Therefore, ang hinahanap natin letter A is your PO. Okay? Letter B, hinahanap natin additional pressure. Therefore, that is your surcharge load. Letter C is for your primary settlement. That is S sub C. Okay, so let us try to get your overburden pressure muna, given that you have the unit weights. No? So, unit weight for the dry sand, that is 15.7. Unit weight for the saturated sand, 8.5. And the unit weight for the clay is 18.9. And I think, no, alam niyo na kung paano to kunin. No, again, our effective stress or effective overburden pressure, that is PO, is equals to PT or total pressure minus your pore water pressure, where our datum is hanggang sa mid layer of the clay only. Okay, so dito, no, sana hindi malito, ang represent ko na dito yung babawasan na natin agad ng 9.81 yung mga saturated soil natin. So given that you have 15.7 times 2, this one, okay, this is for your dry soil. So wala mo ng pore water pressure. No, alam naman natin that pore water pressure at the dry soil is 0. Therefore, your PO is equals to PT. Plus the saturated sand, no, that is 18.5 minus 9.81 times 1. Okay? Plus the saturated clay, that is 18.9 minus 9.81. Since mid layer of clay lang tayo, that is 2.8 over 2. Okay? Again, if nalilito kayo doing this process, you can do the manual calculation where you first is kukunin nyo muna yung PT, next is kukunin nyo yung per water pressure, and then minus lang to get the effective overburden pressure. Okay? Next is to solve for your additional pressure, which is your surcharge. And again, okay, this is for our top layer, no, top of the clay. This is the mid of the clay, and then bottom of the clay. So, isolate natin, no? For itong green line na ito, nakikita nyo, the length of that is 1.5. And then, extend natin yung distribution ng load natin sa soil. Okay? Itong inclined lines natin. Okay? So, the difference between the height between, no, the bottom of your foundation papunta sa top layer ng clay natin is 1.6. Okay? Make sense, no? Because yung bottom ng foundation natin can be seen 1.4 meters below the soil surface. So, merong naiwan dito na 0.6. And the height of our saturated sand is 1 meter. So, 0.6 plus 1 is equivalent to 1.6. Okay? Next is the distance from the top layer papunta sa mid layer of your clay, that is 1.4. Paano nakuha ang 1.4? That is 2.8 divided by 2. The next is for the height of at the bottom of the clay, no? This is 2.8. Okay, so let us start to get the top layer muna natin. Okay, so that is 440 over 1.5. Sige, paano natin ito isulat? This is 1.5, okay, plus 1.6. This is 1.6 over 2. This is also 1.6 over 2. Nagets ba? Sige, draw ko na lang muna ulit para mas maintindihan. Okay. Sige yan, itong diagram natin. So, since it is a square column, therefore, the length is 1.5. Therefore, its width is also 1.5. So, kung kukunin natin yung area ng footing natin, that is just a squared. No? As you can see, a squared or squared yung ating formula for that one. So, pag-usapan muna natin yung length. Okay? Yung length natin, di ba dito tayo sa top? O, ito yung top. Dito muna tayong tumingin. Ang top natin, we know that this part is 1.5. This is x and this is also x. So, meaning to say, to get the total length natin, that is 1.5 plus x plus x. Okay, so kailangan muna natin makuha yung value ng x na ito. At paano siya naging 1.6? Okay, so sabi natin, we can get this value using the 2:1 method. Okay, so using the 2:1 method, 2 is the vertical and 1 is the horizontal. Oh, isolate natin. 2 and then this is 1. Okay, 2 is to 1. So, if our vertical value is equivalent to 1.6, no, ilan yung ating horizontal value? No, as you can see, our vertical value is twice bigger compared to the horizontal value. Okay, so ilan yan? So, meaning to say this is equivalent to, yes, that is equivalent to 1.6 over 2. Okay, no, because again our vertical is twice bigger to our horizontal. So if 1.6 over 2 times 2, that is equivalent to 1.6. Nagets na ba yun? Okay, so x is equals to 1.6 over 2 and another x is also equivalent to 1.6 over 2. So 1.6 over 2 plus 1.6 over 2, that is equivalent to 1.6. Okay? Algebra lang guys. Or trigo lang. No? Sige. So that is equivalent to 45.786 kilopascal. Okay, so let us go to the mid layer of the clay. So ito na yun, no? Binabaan lang natin ng 1.4. No? So I think that is just the same idea. No? You have 1.5 times 1.6 where yung x naman natin ngayon or at the mid natin, ito naman yung mid. This is your mid. Okay, so this is 1.5, this is x, and this is also x. So, ibig sabihin, that is 1.6 over 2 plus nadagdagan yung distance natin. No, nagigets ba yung gusto kong sabihin? Ito, drawing natin. Okay, so kanina, no, hanggang dito lang yung 1.6 over 2. Since lumaki yung ating length, ibig sabihin, meron naman tayong another x na isa-solve. Okay, so since that is symmetrical, so parehas lang yung idea dito sa kabila. So this is 1.6 over 2 also, therefore this is also another x. Okay, so since our vertical distance na papunta sa mid layer of our clay is 1.4, so naintindihan ba yun? O, sulat natin ulit. No, that is L is equals to 1.5 plus 1.6 plus x plus x. O, isolate ko yung ating triangle dito. Yung triangle natin dito ngayon, that is 2:1, and the height of that is equivalent to 1.4. No? 2:1. And again, our vertical is twice bigger than our horizontal. So, if our vertical is 1.4, what is our horizontal? Yes, tama. Narinig ko kayo. No, that is 1.4 over 2. Okay, so one side is 1.4 over 2. One side is also 1.4 over 2. So 1.4 over 2 plus 1.4 over 2, that is equivalent to 1.4. O, ito na yon. Nuggets. Na, sana nuggets yan. So the value for our pressure at the mid layer of our clay, that is equivalent to 21.728. Next is to solve for the pressure at the bottom of the clay. O, yan na. So, that is 1.5 plus 1.6. O, ang height nito, di ba? We all know that the height of this is equivalent to 2.8. So this is 1.5 plus 2.8 over 2 plus 2.8 over 2. Okay, and that is equivalent to 12.640 kilopascal. Okay, ulitin ko. Take note guys ha, itong mga distance na ito, okay, itong 1.6, 1.6, 1.4, and 1.6.2.8, ang magiging basis ninyo nito is from, okay, from the bottom of our foundation papunta sa clay layer natin. Kasi baka maging mali yung conception ninyo, no? Baka akalain nyo galing sa soil surface papunta sa clay. Kasi yun 'di ba yung pagkuha natin ng pressure last time. Okay. So kapag settlement sa ating foundation is hindi ganon. Okay? Again, ang titingnan natin dito to get the pressure is the datum should be at the bottom of the foundation or at the bottom of the footing papunta sa ating soil layer. Okay, so that is why you have 1.6, 1.4, and 2.8. Nuggets. Okay, so to get the total discharge or surcharge or the additional pressure natin, i-add lang natin to divided by 6 and times 4 sa middle natin. And that is equivalent to 24.223 kilopascal. I hope nagets yan. Okay? So, to get our answer for letter C, which is for your primary settlement, where you have a formula of CCH over 1 plus E, log of PO plus delta P over PO. And again, these datas, this data is from our clay layer. CC is given, which is 0.25. Our H is the height of our clay. So this is 2,800. Convert meters to millimeters. Over 1 plus 0.61. 0.61 is given. Void ratio ng clay layer natin. Times 52.816 plus 24.233 over 52.816. And that is equivalent to 71.305 millimeters. And that is your primary settlement for foundation natin. Square footing tayo. Okay, how about another example? So, the laboratory consolidation data for an undisturbed clay settlement shows, no? So, you have your E sub 1, your E sub 2, your P sub 1, and P sub 2. What is asked is to determine the compression index, your void ratio if the pressure is 600 kilopascal, and your coefficient of compressibility. So, formula to get your CC or your compression index, that is the difference between your void ratio 1 and void ratio 2 over log of P2 over P1. So, easy lang. Pag memorize ang formula, matik 1 point. No? For letter P is for your void ratio if the pressure is 600 kilopascal. So, we will use the compression index formula. So, disregard na natin yung P sub 2 because we have given another pressure. Okay, hanapin natin yung pressure, hanapin natin yung void ratio when the pressure is 600. And that is equivalent to 0.864. Okay, so kung hinanap naman ngayon is yung ating void ratio when another pressure is given, E sub 4 na yun. Okay, so letter C is for your compressibility coefficient, and that is E1 minus E2 over P2 minus P1. So, balik tayo sa given, which is your P sub 2 is 460. Okay, so this one is for question letter B lang. So, AV is equivalent to 5.946 times 10 raised to negative 4 meters squared over kilonewton. Saan ang galing yun? Galing yan sa KPA. Since nasa baba yung KPA natin, voids is unitless. So, to get the final answer of that, magre-reciprocate talaga. Mag-i-inverse function talaga yung ating unit. Because we all know that KPA is kilonewton per meter squared. Okay? How about this one? The same data, I note na pala na change na. No, E sub 1, you have given the data for your void ratios and for your pressures. Given that the thickness of the clay sample is 25 mm and the degree of consolidation after 2.5 minutes is 50%. So given agad yung TV natin or yung time factor, which is 0.197. But if your CV is not given, your TV is not given, hindi tayo mapre-pressure kasi alam natin kung paano siya kunin. No, that is when your U is greater than 0 but lesser than or equal to 60%. Anong yung formula ng TV natin dito? Okay, the formula for your TV for that is pi over 4 times your degree of consolidation over 100 squared. Okay, so how about naman if your degree of consolidation is greater than 60? So, another formula, recap ko lang, no? Nasabi ko na to kanina, that is 1.781 minus 0.933 log of 100 minus U. But since swerte tayo ngayon, no, binigay yung formula, binigay yung value ng TV. Okay? So let us check for the coefficient of volume compressibility. Okay, so that is 0.002 m squared over kn. So let us try to get the average, which is i-add natin yung dalawang value ng ating void ratio divided by 2. And your MV's formula is AV over 1 plus the void ratio average. So that is 0.002 over 1 plus 0.850. And this is our answer. 1.081 times 10 raised to negative 3 meters squared per kilonewton. So, no need to explain again kung bakit ganito yung unit. Next is to get the coefficient of consolidation if sample of the clay was drained both sides. Both sides daw tayo. Parang yung si SpongeBob. No? SpongeBob SquarePants, isi-squeeze natin siya both sides. So, CV is equals to HDR squared, TV times T, or you can use the time factor formula lang, no? Shift solve lang natin siya. Where CV, T is equals over HDR squared. So, pwede pa rin to na formula. Shift solve lang, no? Para hindi nyo na i-memorize tong derived formula na yan. So, since drained tayo both sides, therefore, your HDR is equivalent to H over 2. Both sides tayo. So, this is your sand. Sand. Kapag na-squeeze yan, you have to outflow. Sa taas at sa baba. Okay, this is our H. So, that is equivalent to 0.025 meters over 2. And that is quantity squared times 0.197 over 2.5 times seconds. So, take note, no? Kinonvert natin to meters, and since this is in minutes, convert natin siya to seconds. No, 1 minute is equivalent to 60 seconds. Therefore, the value of our CV is 2.052 times 10 raised to negative 7 meters squared per seconds. But if hindi naman strict si problem, pwede pa rin naman siguro tong millimeters over minute, no? But normally kasi kapag CV yung kinukuha natin, the unit is in meters squared per second. And letter C is to get the value of our coefficient of permeability, no? Saan nanggaling tong formula na to? Yung sa na-mention ko kanina, and that is CV is equals to K over CV times M, mali. That is over K over MV times the unit weight of water. So, using algebra, no? Cross multiplication, kung K yung hinahanap, this will be the formula. But again, No, pwede na ito. Yung i-memorize ninyo, shift solve na lang. No, wag na natin masyadong pahirapan yung sarili natin. Okay? So, you have the value for your CV, the value for your MV na nakuha natin kanina, times the unit weight of water, which is kilonewton, 9.81 kilonewton cubic meter. O ano muna tayo, anong tawag dyan? Mag-analyze muna tayo ng unit. Okay? Kilonewton here will be cancelled. No? Ano pa? This one will be cancelled also. Tama ba? Meter squared and cubic meter. May maiiwang meter. Again, di nyo to pwede i-cancel ha, kasi pareha silang numerator. So, meter squared times meter, that is cubic meter, over seconds. Tingnan natin. Oo nga pala, maka-cancel din pala to. No, cancel din yung isang meter, mali tayo dun. Okay, kunyari walang nangyari, ulitin natin. Okay, so cancel si cubic meter, cancel si meter squared, tama, denominator nga naman pala to, maiiwan is meter. Cancel si meter, maiiwan is meters. So tama nga naman, maiiwan is meters per, ito, seconds. So that is the value of your coefficient of permeability. Okay, so this ends our topic, or our last topic before our activity, which is your time rate of consolidation. So if you have any concern and clarification, you may ask me, and you may see me at the faculty office. So thank you everyone, and God bless.